Hey guys, so today I'm doing an ammo test with 9mm 115 round FMJ. What I've done is I've tried to find all the different brands I could. I found 15 different brands. So I've got Winchester, Speer Lawman, Federal American Eagle, Independence, Blazer Brass, Remington UMC, Sig Sauer, MaxxTech, Aguila, PMC Bronze, Fiocchi, Monarch, Magtech, ZVS, and the new Jesse James ammo. I'll be testing these through 3 different guns: the Beretta 92F, Glock 19, and Remington R51. I'm going to do this test by firing 5 rounds through each gun at 3 different distances: 6 yards, 12 yards, and 18 yards. First, I'm going to fire 5 rounds through the Glock 19 through a chronograph to get the velocity reading. Each time I fire the 5 shots, either through the chronograph or through the different yardage on the ammo test, I'm going to run a bore snake through the bore to try to keep it as fair as possible. Just like that. First up, we have Winchester. Its advertised muzzle velocity is 1,190. So let's see what it does through this chronograph. I'm shooting 12 feet from the chronograph, and the Winchester's average was 1,162 feet per second. Now I'm going to begin the fun part, the accuracy test. I'm going to be firing from 6 yards, 12 yards, and 18 yards. What I'll do is fire 5 shots of each brand of ammo through all 3 guns, and then I'll measure the groups and see how close they are or how big they are. I'll use 1 target for 2 different brands of ammo. I'll fire 5 shots at the head, 5 at the 7, 5 at the 9, each with different guns. And then the next brand I'll do 5 at the bullseye, 5 at the 9, and 5 at the 7. First I have Winchester fired through the Beretta. This is at 6 yards. I'll be aiming at the head. Beretta did a 2-inch group at 6 yards. Let's see what the Glock 19 will do with Winchester. The Glock was 3 1/4 inches at 6 yards. Next up is the Remington R51. The Remington was 5 3/4 inches at 6 yards. This is July of 2017. The new Jesse James ammo just came out about a month ago, and they had a special deal the first day it came out. If you're the first 100 customers, you got a signed poster, which is pretty cool. Kind of a bonus of buying this. But anyways, we'll try it out and see how good it is. This is the Jesse James ammo at 6 yards through the Beretta. The Beretta shot Jesse James ammo at a group of 2.5 inches. Next up is the Glock 19. The Glock shot the Jesse James ammo at a group of 2 1/4 inches. Next up is the Remington R51. The Remington shot the Jesse James ammo at a group of 3 inches. Next we'll back up to 12 yards and redo this whole test. For our second round of testing, we'll do the same thing but at 12 yards. First up is Winchester through the Beretta. The Beretta's group at 12 yards with Winchester was 4 inches. Next up is the Glock 19. Winchester through the Glock was the same as the Beretta, 4 inches. Next up is the Remington. The Remington shot the Winchester ammo at 12 yards at a group of 3.5 inches. Next up we have Magtech through the Beretta at 12 yards. The Beretta's group with Magtech at 12 yards was 5 1/4 inches. Now it's the Glock's turn. Either it didn't fire or I didn't put one in. This does definitely one in. You can see it was a light primer. So there's the first misfire with any brand of ammo was Magtech. That's with the Glock. We'll put it back in the magazine and see if it will fire this time. Nope. That's a bad round right there with Magtech. Let's have my first bad round with Magtech ammo. I tried to shoot it twice and had a bad primer. The Glock's group with Magtech with 4 rounds was 4 3/4 inches. Next up is the Remington. The Remington shot a group of 6 1/4 inches with Magtech. Now I'm running a bore stake through each gun. Then I'll load 5 rounds in each magazine with ZVS for the next test. There's my 5-shot group. Then I measure the distance between the longest shots, which is 5 3/4 inches. Next up, we'll do our final test at 18 yards. For our final test, we'll be testing all 15 brands at 18 yards. The first off is Winchester through the Beretta. The Winchester's group through the Beretta at 18 yards was 9 inches. Next up is the Glock. The Winchester through the Glock was also 9-inch group. And then let's try it with the Remington. The Remington's group with the Winchester was 7 3/4 inches. Guys, this is the last ammo test of the day. Jesse James ammo through the Beretta at 18 yards. Seven 1/4 inches for the Jesse James ammo through the Beretta. Next up, Glock 19. First gem of the day. Glock and Jesse James ammo. Let's rechamber it and see if it'll fire again. With the Glock and the Jesse James ammo, we had 1 failure to feed, and on the second round, I jerked real bad on the trigger, and it went off to the right side of the target, so I'm going to not count that bullet. And with the 4 round group, was 8 1/4 inches. Next up, let's try the Remington R51. The Jesse James ammo out of the Remington was the same as the Glock, 8 1/4 inches. Let's run some math and try to find out what's the best overall ammo with accuracy. After 750 rounds, this test should show us what the most accurate brand of ammo is. First was Independence with 4.28 inches. That's the smallest group overall. Next was Speer Lawman with 4.42 inches. It also was the highest velocity at 1,211 feet per second. Next is Aguila at 4.56 inches. Jesse James 4.75. Laser Brass 4.94. Magtech 4.95, Winchester 5.36, Fiocchi 5.58, MaxxTech 5.67, Sig Sauer 5.81, PMC Bronze 5.94, Monarch 6.17, Federal American Eagle 6.19, ZVS 6.20, and Remington UMC was last at 6.28. The only problems we had was Jesse James ammo with a failure to feed, and that was through the Glock. And we had Magtech, which the bullet wouldn't even fire. So with that being said, I don't know if I would recommend these two brands of ammo. If you want to see me do more of this kind of shooting and ammo test video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.